Garrett, first question, second row.
Hey, Coach.
Hi.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Pre-game, you talked about the team being pissed off and being a pissed off group. And I was just curious, with this win today, this afternoon, is this what a pissed off team looks like to you?
I said we should be, right? Like, we need to play with that way. Both the Connecticut and us are scrapping for wins, and I thought we came out certainly aggressive, but this league is so good. If that's the team that at the bottom of the standings today, like, it tells you how good this league is, right? But I thought that we came out aggressive, and Dearica and Sanaya and Z did a phenomenal job on Tina. 3 for 10, and that was the game plan. I think they shot really well, better than they had, especially in that first half. It was crazy, and we needed to pick up our defensive intensity, but that's a good job by them, adjusting, making shots. But overall, yeah, I thought we stayed in it. I never sensed the team get tight or out of the kind of the flow of it. Everybody's going to make runs, and they did. We answered.
Third row over here, Cameron.
Hi, Coach. As Ray kind of works her way back into the lineup and the rotation, can you talk a little bit about what you saw from her tonight? She came out really aggressive and did some good things.
Yeah, she brings energy, and I mean, in our locker room she brings energy. You know when she's there. I think that matters. I think you see that on the floor too. So she's just the energizer bunny, and I think Kelsey and I were just talking about it, that Ray puts pressure on the defense, puts pressure on the rim. She's so athletic, and I feel like she's getting into a groove, and I'm figuring out a rotation with having these guys back. She's long and so athletic and so aggressive. I think you're seeing why she's so valuable to us.
Front row here.
2 questions. Coach, during the pregame presser, you said that you're confident that the fortunes will improve. You're starting to get healthy, and the team continues to play with intensity and focus. What championship habits is the team forming, and how did that show up tonight? And then either KP or Z, when you see Dearica hustle on that last defensive play of the game, blocking the shot, what type of message does that send to the team?
Well, I'll answer that, and I was going to answer that with that play, and I just told the team that was my favorite play of the game. We're up 4. Kelsey, they kind of.
I got picked up, Corey.
No. I think it was a little physical contact, right? They're going for a steal, and if it's called a foul, but instinct is to just let them hit the 2, and Dearica sprinted back and blocked it, and that's what winning teams do. That's what a champion mindset is, and you have to act that way before it happens, right? And so that's what we've been talking about since the Minnesota game, is kind of those habits, and that was a great example. But
John.
he asked the 2-parter.
Yeah, like Coach said, I mean, that was a championship play, just the running back getting the block. And I think it sends that message that, we're trying to build those habits, and, the wins will come, but we're trying to build those small habits on the daily.
John Davis with the Southern California News Group. Speaking of building those habits, what does it mean to you, Kelsey and Azurá, to get this done in the second half, to be so gritty, not to, let it get away from you, and just really win this game down the stretch?
I think it just shows growth. Like Coach said, we weren't really rattled. They came back and hit some runs, but we had found a way to answer, and I think it shows maturity and growth. I think throughout the season we've seen that. Sometimes when we get punched by teams, we tend to crumble, but I think today we stuck together, and we came back and got stops, and then came down and put the pressure on them offensively. So I think it just shows maturity and growth for our team.
Mike Howell.
Michael Matthew, LA Sports Week. KP, this is for you. It seems like you guys really emphasized player movement, ball movement early in the game and throughout pretty much, and it opened up for you there in the second half because the defense was so much on the move. What were you able to see late for you to turn it on to take this game?
Yeah, I was just trying to be patient, pick my spots, and I think we've gotten better at our spacing. I'm someone that thrives in space, and so just trying to be patient early, give it up, and then knowing that throughout the game people were hitting shots, and then the lane starts to open up, and I'm able to make it wiggle. So that was kind of, we're just trying to be patient and trust that it's going to come, and then just try to be like an assassin and strike.
And I don't think it could be understated, some of those finishes she had were unbelievable. And, her ability to do that, but she works on all that, and her work ethic is unmatched. And it's a luxury as a coach to, when you need a bucket, when you can have someone that can go find it. And it wasn't like Connecticut was surprised that she was trying to score, and even still, she gets those to fall, and we're lucky to have her.
Here, more with the LA Times. Coach, a two-party question. First of all, Derica, Rukia, and Azurá combined for 57 points. Can you just speak to how they capitalized on their size, strength, and speed tonight? Also, you mentioned before the game Azurá being a steady, constant, presence on this team. How important is she in that kind of game that was so high pressure, kind of wire-to-wire game towards the end?
Yeah. Well, I think, if the starting group we have, and particularly Rukia, Dee, Azurá, and Kelsey scoring-wise, Julie is phenomenal at facilitating and making sure we're organized. Her stat line doesn't do justice for her impact. But, I thought Rukia was phenomenal, and she was aggressive. She's a tough guard, and 6'2", 6'3", and, she's a tough guard, and she set the tone, and they had a hard time containing her in space. And then down the stretch, Sanaya Rivers was on a little bit of a tear, and Rukia went in there and she didn't score again. Like, those are things that, again, don't show up in the stats, but were huge. Derica's defense, and then, particularly in the pick and rolls, and she was so active today. And then in answer to Z, I've said it, she doesn't get the respect she deserves on the national scale, and what she's consistently done. I mean, it's not just, she had a great game. She's had a great season. And I was just teasing her. She could have had a 30-piece if she would have knocked in some of those layups. But, we'll take her another double-double from her. 5 for 8 from 3. Just, she's just steady. And our team needs that.
All right.
Kelsey, Coach talked about, and she also played different rotations today. Can you talk about how you were able to flow offensively today?
Yeah, I mean, the space, and I think, we went small, and we started playing a little bit faster, and, like a little bit more spread out, and I thought it was, really good for us. Obviously, we're gonna have to figure out, just like, that was the first time we've done it in a live game setting, and there's not much practice time just in the season, so just continuing to build off of that, but, again, I thrive in space. That's where my bread and butter is, and so just trying to, like I said earlier, just be patient and then punch the gaps. And if the defense commits, kick it. But I think the defense started to get a little bit tight on their man, and so I was able to go the hole.
First row here, extended.
You caught fire there at the beginning of the third quarter. You scored 8 straight points. So what were you seeing there on the floor that you were able to take advantage of?
Yeah, I think just getting the spots when KP drives down, I'm always trying to read if I should stay out, cut into the basket, and she does a great job of finding me just on the perimeter, so all I have to do is knock it down. But I just try to come out and be aggressive, get into spots where my teammates could just hit me and then knock shots in.
Yes.
Azurá, this isn't the first time your coach has gone to bat for you to the media, and your teammates have done the same thing, calling you underrated, you don't get the love that you deserve. When you hear your coach and your teammates say that, first off, what does that mean to you? And secondly, do you want more acclaim for what you do? Does that even matter to you?
First, I am so appreciative of my teammates and Coach Lynne. From day one, they've just come in and just, believed in me, and I think we can see that on the court. They're always finding me in really good spots, so it makes my job easy just to knock in shots and kind of cut and try to find ways to score that way. But I don't play for that. I play for the team. I play for the Sparks. I play for, my family, myself, just to go out and put on a good show and be consistent. That's been one of my goals coming into this year, is to be consistent. So, respectfully, I don't care what the media thinks. I'm just trying to do my job and play hard for these guys and for other people in my life.
We'll end with Dave here in the front rows.
For Coach, pregame you said that Sanaya was definitely going to get a chance tonight. I thought there were 2 plays that kind of stood out. One when she dove to the rim and then immediately kicked out to Azurá, which ultimately led to a 3.
Yeah.
And then that big block on Bria Hartley that stopped an easy bucket. Had a couple possessions matched up against Tina Charles. Just what did you see from her out there tonight?
Yeah, it's funny you bring up that pass, because our staff, we were all talking about, great decision. Sometimes you get in there and it's a little bit when you haven't played in a while, and that was a great read. You know, you can see her potential, and she's a big, strong player. She'll get better with more minutes, but I thought she was good, you know. I told her, she missed a shot, and I was like, that's all right, you got the nice one, and then she fired a 3. So she's ready, she's ready. But I love the energy and enthusiasm, and there's a joy that she brings, which is fun, and I liked our rotations tonight. I thought, you know, we're still a work in progress, and today was better.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all. Go Sparks.